Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Just tell my friends that I'm coming too, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home.
Want some candy? Want some candy? Want some candy?
Show off your Halloween costume.
I am the child predator.
Yeah, we're gonna need a new name.
Sounds good to me.
All journalists know that there's some things you don't write about and you don't talk about because you'll lose your job. And that's where the control is. And that's why they pay anchormen like Dan Rather $2 million a year, because he doesn't question them. He knows that if he goes against them, he's going to lose $2 million a year. Do you think a man that looks pretty and sits in front of a TV camera for the 6 o'clock news is worth $2 million a year? No way. I don't care how long he works and I don't care what he does. There is no job worth $2 million a year. That's why they pay athletes these fantastic salaries. I was listening to the radio the other day. They just contracted to pay one player on one team $6 million a year. Can you believe this?
And why is that?
It's the Roman circus. What does the emperor do when the people become restive? And when the people are asking questions, and when the people don't like the policies of the emperor, he sends them to the circus. He creates a circus. He builds a giant coliseum. And he begins to throw the Christians to the lions. And he has great chariot races and football games and basketball games, all to keep the idiots preoccupied with things that don't mean anything in the scheme of the entire world, so that they don't have the time to learn what the truth is, so they don't ever get smart enough to learn how they're being manipulated, so they don't ever question the emperor. That's why they pay a player on a football team or a baseball team $1 million or $2 million or $3 million a year. It is the Roman circus. I know men who don't know anything in the world except who plays third base for the Mets. And they think that's a great accomplishment. And they meet and pat each other on the back and bond and go have cocktails and talk about what this guy that plays third base for the Mets did in last night's game. It's sad. It's really sad.
UPK under Commandant General Yohana started out of 1 West 125th Street out of Harlem, New York. And since 1969, we have been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans the truth about the Bible, the truth about the world, and everything that is going wrong. If you ever tune in to Black Watch or the General's class, you can get your questions answered. And even in these classes, you can get your questions answered. My name is Officer Quahal out of Delaware. I will be holding tonight's class down for Captain Tazayawan. And as you can see, tonight's class is called Bread and Circuses Part 2. If you didn't catch Part 1, it's Tawab. I will cover some of the same information in this class, but everything that you're going to see in this class is pretty much all you need to know about bread and circuses, and other brothers have covered this subject before. But it seems like the spirit that's out there, this needs to be covered again. So if I could, if you could grab Isaiah 30 and 20. Isaiah 30 and 20. And I'm gonna while Lakaram grabs that, let me see. Let me grab something real quick and just familiarize everybody who's not familiar with the phrase bread and circus. So bread and circuses is actually bread and circuses is a phrase that was coined by a Roman satirist or poet named Juvenal in his satires, his works. And matter of fact, if y'all can hear me, just give me a 1 in the chat. We had a lot of technical difficulties before we started. So if y'all could just let me know that we are Tawab in the chat. Baba Kasha. And we will get started. Let me see. Let me just look up something real quick. All right. So we are good to go. All right. So Izara Rakah said we are good to go. So let's get it started. So again, this is a phrase that was happening in Roman times. And during the Roman times, Juvenal, he saw the plight of what the Roman government was doing to the people. And if you have a spiritual eye in this world, you'll see what our government and other governments are doing to their people. They are confusing people with entertainment and other distractions to get them to not see what's actually happening around them. And as you know, we are almost in a full-out World War III right now. All right. So I'll just read a little bit more. It says Roman circuses were massive, long, open-air venues designed primarily for thrilling chariot races. Today, these open-air venues can be seen as boxing matches, baseball games, football games, the Olympic Games, whatever you can think of that is a large, congregation of people to see sports or entertainment like a concert. That is what's being put out there. All right. So if you go look this up, I played a little bit of a video and I play it at the end. The Roman circuses have been distracting people, but let's read a little bit on the scripture that I brought out. So if you could, Baba Kasha.
Come. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity.
So the bread of adversity, what the oppressor is trying to give you is a distraction, like a token. He's trying to give you a gift. What he's trying to give you is something to lull you to sleep. Right. A token would be considered a Martin Luther King statue. A token would be considered 50% off a Sixers game. But that is a gift that destroys the heart, because we tend to look at things and say, well, hey, things aren't that bad. I can get on the game, You know, I can get on the PlayStation, I can get on the Xbox, I can watch all these shows on TV like Power, you know, this, that, and the fourth. But real life is around you right now. So it would be better to struggle with the Lord than have a little bit of entertainment with the oppressor. It's not wrong to go to a football game. It's not wrong to go to a basketball game or play, you know, video games, as a lot of brothers like to do. But the problem is we get so distracted by everything around us. And I'm talking about, you know, a lot of people in the world, they get so distracted, you know, our people, that we forget what is really important. They think voting for, once every 4 years is going to actually make a change. But if you look at what's actually happening, you'll see that Donald Trump appears to be, you know, in cahoots or controlled by the Israeli government, which is a foreign entity. Right. That is deciding where our taxes go, that is deciding if the young men and the women in America are going to be slaughtered. Now, what do they say, you know, on the news about what's happening with the American soldiers? They said about 4 to 6 soldiers were, you know, unalive. But there are reports from other agencies outside of the American government and outside the controlled news that we have here in America that are saying hundreds to 1,000 soldiers were taken out. But it's hard to get that information because if you go on, you know, Instagram, if you go on YouTube and other things, there's too many distractions and not enough real things that's happening. It's just fluff. It's absolutely nothing that can help you in the long run. Because when the internet goes out, when LeBron James is no longer able to play at a stadium because Iran sent the terrorists to blow everybody up, what was really so important about hitting a parlay and getting some money on a bet? What was that important about that to where you didn't know what was going on and to where you were distracted and you didn't understand the policies of the American government? Right. We can continue to read.
And the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner.
Right.
Anymore.
No sweat. Salakia for the interruption. You can see that the teachers of the word, the scriptures, the truth are out on these corners. ISUPK since 1969 has been on these corners telling the truth and prophesying against the governments of the entire world.
Right.
Commander General Yohana has dropped so many jewels. He has dropped so much as far as game when it comes to understanding the world that is around you. Like if you look at it, Christianity doesn't prepare you for what's going on. The Muslim mosque, you know, in Islam does not prepare you for what's going on. There are no scriptures that a preacher is going to bring out or an imam is going to bring out that is going to help you in today's time. Where in these, you know, religions around the world, like the Buddhists and all these other religions that are off brand, tell you that there's going to be earthquakes and wars and, you know, famine? Like life is going to get hard as we know it. Don't be distracted totally to where you cannot provide for your family or be well equipped to survive what's going on. If you could read that one more time, starting. Matter of fact, you could read it from the top if you could, Baba Kashan.
Khan, just the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction,
the Lord is going to test you. Don't get so comfortable that you think the internet is the only thing that's keeping you away from, you know, the woes and the terrors of this world. Like, you ever heard the term ignorance is bliss? It's really not bliss. It's like ignorance is really not something that can have you in a state of bliss. It's really not something that is going to have you in a state of paradise. What is really going to get you to where you need to be is the word of the Most High God.
Right.
That's what's going to happen. The word of the Most High is going to get you there. But before ISUPK came out, there was nobody that was warning us exactly what was going to happen. Truthfully, what was going to happen. You'll see, somebody with schizophrenia saying the world is going to come to an end, this, that, and the fourth. But they're going off of the theology that they've learned in the world, right?
Right.
They think that the world is going to be destroyed, going to be blown up, and then everybody's going to a different dimension in heaven. When heaven's going to come down on earth, Christ is going to visit earth and set everything in accord and take all wickedness, all the powers, the rulers of darkness. They're going to be thrown out. You can keep reading. I don't want to go, too far off.
Khan. Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Right.
But thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Don't you see us on the streets trying to tell you the truth?
Right.
The brothers that go to camp, and go to war, you see hundreds of people walking past. It's not a secret anymore who the real Jews are. Netanyahu is from some European country like Poland. He didn't speak even the Yiddish. The fake Yiddish that they speak over there, he didn't even speak that. But yet and still, for 20 and 30 years, even now, some people really think that these are the real Jews, but the real teachers are blacks or Salakia, not the real teachers, but the real Jews are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. The real people of the book are the people that went into slavery in Deuteronomy 28 and 68. What torture or what plight have any other nation on earth known like us? Does anybody know a plight like us to where you're called a color for your nationality? We don't call the Israelis, the Americans, the Europeans, the Australians, we don't call them pink.
Right.
Like they get to be called by their name, but when they get called under one banner to oppress us, that's when they get to be called a color. That's when they get to remind us that we're the slaves and they're the owners. That's when they get to remind us that there's a two-tiered system. But guess what happens? We forget about that and we say, well, hell, people can sweat and run and throw a ball back and forth in the NFL. People can punch each other in the face with boxing gloves. So we live in large now. But that's the circus. That is the absolute circus. If you could. Let me see. There's one more verse I want to get from the first thing. Give me one more second. If you could, let me get. Let's start out with. Give me 1 second. Salakia.
Khan, if I may, while
you absolutely could.
And it's so heavy with the brother is saying too about not choosing the pleasures of this world and being distracted in this time, because even the examples that we had before us in the Bible, they didn't do that. Like Moses per se in the book of Hebrews chapter 11 verse 25, it says, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of God than to enjoy the pleasures of sin for a season.
Right.
So Moses, he even rather he could have had all the luxuries that the Pharaoh was offering him. Moses could have had everything in Egypt. He could have been second to Pharaoh, but he chose to rather rock out with his people and suffer. And that's something that a lot of us as Israel have to reflect on. You know what I mean? Because like the brother is saying, we want everything that the so-called white man has, or when it comes to this place,
right? But
we don't want the responsibility, and that's kind of heavy.
No, you absolutely right. You absolutely right. We talked about a lot of different things in over the years with ISUPK, and one thing that we should know is the truth as Black people, because we're a spiritual people that actually search for something to hold on to.
Right.
And a lot of us, we get it wrong. Some people think that they could smoke, certain drugs or hallucinogens to get closer, to the Creator, which is the Most High. Some people think they need to go to obscure religions in Mormonism and, Buddha and Islam. But really, those things, none of them have the actual answers to heal us. None of those have the actual answers. If you look up the statistics at our suffering and our plight, you'll see that we are a completely different people just based off of what we suffer. Why do black people suffer high blood pressure more than any other race? And I'm talking about blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. I'm encompassing us all. When you look at Asians, when you look at East Indians, Caucasians, they can eat the same things, but their body is different. We can be stronger, faster, more intelligent, even though they lie about the IQs and everything and try to, put stupidity on us. We are a great people who invented damn near every modern, device or modern technology in the world. AI. They credit that to a black man. That's something that is new and big right now. A black man is actually who afforded that to even come, to fruition. But we suffer all these things. STDs. We number one in STDs, Lakarob. We are absolutely number one. And that's because we think we can be like everybody else, do everything they do, when we absolutely can't. If you could, can I get Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 4? If you could, Baba Kasha. Because what we need to realize is everything that's given to us is just nothing. Like, we think that the rich dream that we chase is something that's going to get us somewhere, but behind closed doors, the way rich people talk about, us is ridiculous. When I say us, I mean blacks, but even poor people. Like, Trump thinks his followers are absolutely stupid. That's what he thinks. But if you could.
Verse 1, you said?
Yeah, start at Obadiah 1 and verse 4.
Khan, that's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars.
So this is talking about the so-called oppressor, the white man of today. And it's going to go into exactly what is going on with the oppressor. This is why you shouldn't follow him, and you shouldn't really get caught too much up into everything that's going on in the world, especially, with the things that are distracting us. Salaki.
Thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
So doesn't the oppressor exalt himself as the eagle? They even bring out that eagle at football games.
Right.
They even, talk about the oppressor in a way that, exalts him and raises him up. Continue.
Khan.
And Salaki, if you could read, matter of fact, you can start from the top one more time.
Verse 4. With the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 4. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord.
The oppressor sets himself amongst the stars. Like, the oppressor wants to travel to Mars. He wants to travel to space. He wants to travel to the moon. He wants to plant his flag, the American flag. That banner of white supremacy, they want to put that up high, even out into the universe. They want to put themselves in high rises. They want to put us at a low level and bring themselves up. And then when they give a few of us opportunities, we look at it as if it's something great. When we're distracted by every single thing that happens on the internet or in life, we forget to actually think about our place in this country. Like, we know what it is. We know that if the police come up and there's a white person and a black person, who the police are going to think the criminal is. We know who's going to get that job. If it's a white person and a black person, whether DEI is in there or not. If you got a name that sounds like a black person, your name is Jamal Jenkins versus Christopher Zaberkowitz. You can have more qualifications. You're a second-class citizen. They are getting that job. If they could find a way to discriminate against you, it's going to happen. Continue.
Khan. If thieves came to thee if robbers by night.
This is how rich people are. This is how the oppressor is. This says, if thieves came to thee, if robbers came by night. Continue.
How art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough?
When I got my car stolen, the people didn't steal my house.
Right.
They didn't steal my identity. They didn't steal everything that was in my garage. They took the car. The thieves robbed me at night and they took the car. Continue.
Come on. Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes, Salakia?
The way people steal, like black people, you know, we get into some crimes based off of poverty, upbringing, all these other things, but we will never be as bad as the oppressor when it comes to stealing. This is talking about when thieves come in, they leave something. But when we were taken, the thieves that rule this world stole our riches, stole our children, our women, our men. They stole our heritage. How can you be so wicked that you steal someone's humanity?
Right.
You reduced us to a color in a crayon box. You reduced us to subhuman when you said that we were, what was it, 2/5? It was like 2/5. They turned us into a fraction. They took every single thing. But a regular thief would have left something. Go ahead.
And they still trying to culture vulture and still trying to steal things from the little that we do have, which we don't really have anything.
You're absolutely right. They'll steal it from us and give it to somebody else.
Right.
If you ever listen to, I forgot what type of music that is, but it's African music that sounds kind of like Caribbean music. Mm-hmm. That is a West Indian thing. That is a brother that's from the islands. That's his music. But the so-called Jewish man made it able to be stolen from us by another nation. We can keep reading.
Come. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up?
The Lord is revealing Esau's hidden things.
Right.
Everything that this oppressor tried to hide from us is being searched out. It's being found. This internet wasn't created or isn't being used just for a tool, you know, to destroy us. The Most High is turning it on their heads. All of their records are easily be able to be typed up and searched right now. I found something the other day that said the CIA uses rape as a torture technique.
I did hear something like that.
The CIA uses rape as a torture technique. This is something so when we look at all of these secret things being declassified, people that are in these clandestine services, agencies, they are bringing this stuff out so we can see it. The Most High is revealing it. Like we said, the teachers are no longer a secret. The truth of the word is no longer a secret. All of the wickedness, like the Epstein files, when you look at all of these things that are going on, when you look at the background, you see all, and you can remove that for a second.
Oh, sorry.
All of these presidents, foreign agencies, Epstein, all of this stuff is being revealed to the point where we're hearing things that are hard to be believed. They're saying that they're turning children into jerky and eating them. There's reports that Epstein was having truckloads of sulfuric acid delivered, thousands of gallons delivered to his house, and he was trafficking kids. We weren't hearing too much about this in the 90s and the early 2000s, but there's an explosion of truth that's coming out. There's lies still. You still have people that are using the internet, to propagate lies. But if you see what's going on in the world, if you have a spiritual eye at all, you will begin to see that the truth of the matter is the Lord is revealing everything. We can keep reading. Salakia.
Khan. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
So this is talking about all of the people that are confederate, all of the nations that are confederate with Esau. They have been brought to the borders. The Statue of Liberty's theme is, come all nations gather. America wants a melting pot. America wants all these nations to come and be ruled over by it. And they're coming. All of these confederate people, France, Germany, East India, everybody, even Kuwait, even Dubai. You even have countries that we are enemies, or not we, but America is enemies of, and their people are coming over here too. They're here. Continue.
Khan. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee.
You can see right now that there is actionable intelligence that there are going to be terrorist attacks. America wanted to rule over all these people. Salakia. If you could, let's go to verse 8. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, we'll do verse 8 through 10, and then we'll move on.
Khan. It's the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 8. It says, shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
There were wise men once upon a time that could do unsurmountable evil without us really knowing about it, like around.
Right.
Like the crime bill was done right under our noses. COINTELPRO was done right under our noses. The crime bill sent millions of black people to jail, gave us harsher sentences, while white people were committing similar crimes, similar drugs, but spent way less time and went to rehab. Didn't really go to prison like that. This stuff has been revealed. This stuff was able to be done by their wise men going into different focus groups, different think tanks to destroy us, because we're actually at war with these people.
Right.
Our people just don't know it. We think because somebody can dribble a basketball, we think because somebody can run up a track and break records, we think because somebody can hit 50,000 on a parlay that we ain't slaves no more. That 13th Amendment says otherwise, and we're the most people that are affected by that 13th Amendment. We got innocent people in jail right now. There's a brother that went to his death as an innocent man. Day in and day out, we are locked up. Continue.
Khan. And the understanding out of the mount of Esau.
If Donald Trump understood anything, he would understand that he should have never went into Iran. He should have never done that. Iran controls different ports and different, water systems that they let tons and tons of product and oil go across. They actually have the capability to fight back. Every single lie that we're seeing on the news about how the war is going is really confusing a lot of people. But really, if he was wise, if he had more wise people in office, he wouldn't have went into Iran, because it's about to get ugly.
Right.
Even if it calms down for a little bit, even if those birth pains, like they say in the Bible, like a woman that travaileth, the as people want to say, the last day on earth, the coming of Christ. It's like a woman that travaileth, that's in labor. So those birthing pains, those contractions, they're bad, then it goes back to not being able to be felt, and they get worse and worse until the baby comes. That's it. World War III is going to happen. Thermonuclear war is going to happen, and millions upon millions of lives are going to be lost. Donald Trump is setting it off right now. Don't even know it. They're talking about there is a holy war that's happening. They were talking about on Black Watch, you know, how a lot of these people think that, and we talking about the oppressor, think that they might be bringing back Caesar Borgia. But really, it's a nigga that's going to get off that ship.
Right.
And he is not to be played with. We can continue to read.
Come. In verse 9, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Okay, so when we read the Bible, a lot of people don't understand what this actually means. This means the mighty men of the United States, Navy SEALs.
Right.
This means all of those elite snipers, all of those people that fly the drones, all of those people that fly and drop bombs, people in Great Britain. These are the men of Teman, and these are the men of Esau. The men that come from the former Roman and Greek Empire. And it says, what, Lockerab? It says they're going to be what? Cut off
by slaughter.
By slaughter. If you could read that one more time.
Come. Verse 9. And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
Man, it says everyone. Everyone. It doesn't say some of them, because eventually, if you look in the prophecies, it says there's not going to be one left from the house of Esau. But people in their minds, with everything that's going on, they've been lulled to sleep. They've been entertained out of their mind. They've seen white Jesus in different plays. They see, you know, Christianity at the forefront. Joel Osteen. They don't realize that these people are going to be turned into nothing. It reminds me of a movie. Remember, I don't know if you ever watch any of those Marvel movies. I don't know if you ever watch it, but there's a Marvel movie with Thanos in it. And at the end, all of Thanos's people get disappeared into nothing. They turn into ashes. That's what's going to happen to the oppressor. They are going to be turned into utter nothing. But continue.
Come. Verse 10. For thy violence against thy brother, Jacob, shame shall cover thee.
Shame shall cover thee. Aren't they so proud? I talked about this at camp. The oppressor is the absolute proudest thing on earth. Don't you see Donald Trump, how proud he is?
Right.
He's always bragging. Big, beautiful this. Wonderful is great. Make America great again. White supremacy is at an all-time high. To them, it's beautiful. It's sparkling like a diamond. But Donald Trump allegedly wears a diaper. Donald Trump apparently can't go, you know, without soiling himself. That's what people are saying. That's what they're saying about Donald Trump. But somebody like that to be so proud, somebody that's covered in orange makeup, somebody that smells like sewage, is absolutely in that White House looking down on us, the children of God. If you could grab Matthew 16:3. Our people need to stop being distracted. We need to be able to see what is coming on the horizon.
Come. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 3. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today.
When times past was going on, there wasn't a weatherman. There wasn't a weather channel. There wasn't a weather app. Brothers had to look into the sky. They had to be able to smell and feel the air and know what type of day was going to happen. Because there was nobody that was a meteorologist that was going to put it out there for you. And most times they get it wrong anyway.
Right.
They'll tell you it's going to be 65 degrees and it's 49. They'll tell you it's not going to rain, you know, and it ends up snowing. But that wasn't the case. These people were able to see the day, look at the sun, see the weather, and know what was going to happen. Continue.
Come. For the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times?
Yo, you can hit that parlay.
Right.
You can see that LeBron is in the game and know that because there's another player in there with him or somebody's against him that he's going to drop 50. Mm-hmm. You know the point spread. You know what's going to happen. You'll bet on a rap battle. You'll bet on a video game. They betting on video games. You'll know every single thing that's going to happen in the world. You'll be able to predict who's going to do what. You'll be able to know what's going to happen by the end of the movie. But you can't see that the Lord is not going to suffer the oppressor much longer. You can't see that we're going into World War III. You can't see that Trump being in office should be waking you up, because that, hey, there to me, there's a new one on the list of distractions. Like, the oppressor has been distracted by being able to just be a free-willed racist. Like, Donald Trump has 34 felonies. He's being alleged of and accused of being a child assaulter in a sexual manner. He wears a diaper, and they still voted for him because he was openly racist.
Right.
And then you have dumb coons that are saying that he's not racist, when if you look at his history, he absolutely is. The track record of people should show you who they are. Not just words, but actions. You should be able to see what's going on. Like I say all the time, don't America got a bad credit score with black people?
Yeah.
If you got a 300 credit score, you're not getting the exact car that you want for the price you want it for. So if somebody has a bad credit score with you, with their actions and their history, how are they getting in good with you? How are you voting for them? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, how are you voting for Donald Trump? Voting at all, anyway. The Democrats and the Republicans have a bad track record. The crime bill, that destroyed us, and that was from the Democrats. Go ahead, you had something?
Right. Yes, yes, sir. And then even just with the recent news, seeing what we're seeing, you shouldn't want to vote at all now that we're seeing that both the Democrats and the Republicans are both a part of this wicked rulership.
Right. No, you absolutely right.
No, it's like,
no, absolutely. I want to pull something up, and if you could, because we forget how wicked this oppressor is. If you could. If you could get Proverbs 29 and 2. 29 and 2. If you could, Baba Kashan. And let me see. There's something that I want. I'm not going to even. Let me see. I'll just talk about it. I wanted to show videos, but we had technical difficulties. So, I'll make sure I have it next time. But in Iran, during this, this conflict that we're having, or I keep saying we, Salakia, that the U.S. is having, the white man's military. There was a school that was bombed, by the United States. And there was an oppressor that pretty much said, he has a platform. He pretty much said, yeah, they died, but if they were alive, they'd still have their burqas on. Like, these people over in the Middle East have been getting terrorized by the oppressor. They have been getting obliterated, absolutely destroyed. But they helped our demise. So it's like, what did you expect? But however, when we're in leadership, it's no longer going to be anybody, any innocence just getting, terrorized for no reason. If you could.
Right. Khan. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 2. Every way of a man is right in his own eyes.
29 and 2.
Salaki.
No sweat, no sweat. Take your time whenever you get it. And I do want to pull something up, but go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
The people they're mourning right now.
Right.
They lost 160 people. That girls' school wasn't bombed once, it was bombed twice. The first one came through, hit the ceiling or the roof, blew up. And then they sent an incendiary rocket that was able to use the leftover fuel from that missile to incinerate those children. That is hell. Those parents were trying to pick up their kids from school. Them kids ain't coming home. The devil rules the earth right now. If you could, let me get Luke 12 and 56. If you could, Baba Kashan. And I'll see if I could pull that video up. If y'all could just bear with me, because I did want to show that video. Because there's two videos. Somebody calls him out with one of them, and then the other one, the reporter. Yeah, I got them both. Luke 12 and 56, Khan, if you could.
Khan. This is the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 56. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and the earth.
This is just a precept. Go ahead. No sweat.
Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and of the earth. But how is it that ye do not discern this time?
How can't we see what's going on if we have somebody in the Oval Office that's literally blatantly lying about what's happening?
Right.
There's missiles that are from the same country that are hitting people, but Israeli missiles or the missile defense system is actually blowing up other Israelis. These are things that are happening around the different countries, but the Iranians didn't bomb their own people, but Trump said they did because he's absolutely wicked. I'm gonna play a video for y'all real quick. Just bear with me. Let me see if I can get this up real quick. I believe this is the one I wanted. Let me see. Is this all the way down? All right, no sweat. If you could turn that up and you could just mute my mic and I'll play the video. All right, you got us up. You can turn this up a little bit so I can hear.
You said take your screen off?
No, you can just put this on. Hold on, let me see. Is it playing? Let me see. Give me 1 second. It's a lot. I need to put this on the screen. There you go.
Still investigating. But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
I have to ask you a question.
Did the United States bomb a girls' elementary school in southern Iran on the first day of the war and kill 175 people?
In my opinion, based on what I've seen, that was done by Iran.
Is that true, Mr. Hickson? It was Iran who did that?
We're certainly investigating.
Still investigating.
But the only side that targets civilians is Iran.
We think it was done. We think it was done by Iran.
Can you give us an
Because
idea?
they're very inaccurate, as you know, with their munitions. They have no accuracy whatsoever. It was done by Iran.
Did the United
Now, Donald Trump just blatantly lied. He knows that it's not true. He's stupid, but he's not that stupid. They know they're lying about what's happening. But let me play one more video. You can mute my mic one more time.
There's footage that shows that an American missile strike and a Tomahawk missile likely destroyed that Iranian girls' school. So will the U.S. accept any responsibility?
Well, I
for that
haven't
strike?
seen it. And I will say that the Tomahawk, which is one of the most powerful weapons around, is used by, is sold and used by other countries, you know that. And whether it's Iran, who also has some Tomahawks, I wish they had more. But whether it's Iran or somebody else, the fact that a Tomahawk is very generic. It's sold to other countries, but that's being investigated right now.
You just suggested that Iran somehow got its hands on a Tomahawk and bombed its own elementary school on the first day of the war. But you're the only person in your government saying this. Even your defense secretary wouldn't say that when he was asked, standing over your shoulder on your plane on Saturday. Why are you the only person saying this?
Because I just don't know enough about it. I think it's something that I was told is under investigation, but Tomahawks are used by others, as you know. Numerous other nations have Tomahawks. They buy them from us. But I will certainly, whatever the report shows, I'm willing to live with that report.
So I don't know if y'all have ever seen the clip. Donald Trump is on Air Force One. The first clip that we showed, Donald Trump was on Air Force One, lying about the missiles, saying that it's possible that Iran, because he doesn't want to take, responsibility for the war crimes, because that's actually a terrorist act. He does not want to take responsibility. He said that it's possible that Tomahawk missiles were, sold to Iran and then they used it. But if you look at just a simple search, it says, based on expert analysis and available evidence, Iran does not possess U.S.-made Tomahawk cruise missiles. It was a Tomahawk missile that destroyed that girl's school and unalived upwards of almost 200 innocent people. You was about to say something? And Donald Trump has the ability, through deception and through lies, to convince certain people that this is actually plausible, that missiles from us that are made by us were given to Iran. But black people, we not that stupid, are we? We not stupid at all. If you could, let's we were at Luke 12 and 56. Let me get Psalms 55 and 20, because don't be confused. Don't let the circus have you believe that this oppressor is good. There's an article out right now, and let me see if I can let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. I want to bring it up on the screen, because this circus will have you believing that the CIA, the FBI, all these shows that they put out, the MI6, all these clandestine agencies are good people. But let me see. We talked about the CIA. I said they used, sexual assault as a tactic.
Right.
Let's see what else they got going on. I'll see if I can get it on the screen. If I can't, I'll just read it for y'all. There was an article that came out about the CIA. I want that exact article. I don't see it, so I'll just go ahead and read it. It says CIA staffers committed sex crimes against children but weren't prosecuted. You want us to believe that there are secret agents around stopping nuclear war. You want us to believe that behind, the curtain, the FBI, the CIA, the DEA, and all these people that are in these agencies under the American banner are doing great things. They got Tom Cruise running around the screen. They got James Bond doing all these things, but really, they're hurting children. Really, they're using sexual assault to torture people.
Right.
Really, the DEA is selling drugs in Chicago via the Sinaloa cartel. But we so confused and looking at it as if that's not actually happening. Salakia, what verse did you have for me?
Psalms chapter 55, verse 20.
The reason why I wanted to go there is because through all that deception, the oppressor has made it seem like he is a peaceful person that wants peace on earth. Didn't Donald Trump say he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize?
Right.
But when Donald Trump talked to Putin, sources are saying that the CIA reached out to Ukrainian intelligence, let them know where Putin was. So while Donald Trump's on the phone, they sent drones to destroy Putin. He's talking on the phone saying it's peace. But let's read that verse about our oppressor.
Khan, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 55, verse 20. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
Russia wanted to be at peace with us, man.
Right.
The North American Indian wanted to be at peace with the Pilgrims.
Right.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have always just wanted peace.
Right.
But read it again from the top.
Come. He had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him.
We have been at peace. What war have we really gone to with this oppressor? It's like they're waging war on us and we are just trying to fit in. Go ahead.
Right. Khan, sir. Even today's time, at that, just like you just said, that everything that's been done, we still not trying to war against these people.
Right.
We still just trying to fit in alongside their communities and along their leadership.
No, you absolutely right. Everything that has happened to us, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans have not taken up arms. They haven't gotten rid of all the filthy holidays that, celebrate our demise. St. Patrick's Day, that celebrated, the demise of people and the oppressor's victory. Columbus Day, Thanksgiving. They even threw, like, Christmas is even a celebration of, in certain European countries, destroying and taking over the last stronghold of the Moors in Spain and Granada. We haven't gone to war, and day in and day out, this oppressor has waged war and destroyed us. You can keep reading.
Okay. He had broken his covenant.
What covenant haven't they broken with us?
Right.
What haven't they ever agreed to and then not, broken it? Any more on that?
You just say not in that verse.
We can go to Ecclesiastes chapter 13 and verse 18. And there's one more thing. Let me see.
So
go ahead.
So I could just read the next verse in that Psalms.
Most High Christ. Go ahead.
It say, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His hands were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
That is perfect. You wanted to break that down any bit, or Most High Christ? This oppressor will tell you one thing and do another. Iran said that the oppressor told them that they wanted to have peace talks, and then went ahead and attacked them every single time. That I did want to pull that up. If I could. Give me 1 second. And if you could get Ecclesiastes chapter 13 and verse 18.
You said 13. It's the book of Ecclesiastes. Let me read.
Give me 1 second. Let me see if this is the video. All right, let me see if this is what I needed. Give me 1 second. I believe I found the video. And I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. You could go ahead and mute the mics now.
The question of talking with Americans or negotiation with Americans once again would be on the table, because we have a very bitter experience of talking with Americans. After 3 rounds of negotiation, and after the American team in the negotiation said itself that we made a big progress, still they decided to attack us. So I don't think talking with Americans anymore would be, on our agenda anymore. So I don't think
the Iranian.
I don't think the question of talking with Americans or negotiating.
He said that during negotiations, America attacked him. What does it say? His words were smoother than oil, but war was in his heart. Right. He's talking some nice, smooth things like, look, we can get this together. We can do, but really he's sending an attack. Iran didn't know what was going on. They thought everything was cool. They're on the phone with Trump, just like Putin was. America attacked. We can go ahead and read Ecclesiastes chapter 13 and verse 18. I'll go ahead and remove this for you.
Khan, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog?
What agreement is there between a hyena and a dog? That's talking about two different types of animals right there. That's an example. What agreement is there? What agree? Like if America says they're going to do something and they have the ability to take whatever they want from you, they're not doing it. Continue. Because Salaki, you see Trump, or I keep saying Trump only, but it's America, it's Israel, it's Great Britain. They'll say they'll have negotiations, but they'll do something else behind closed doors. Continue.
Khan. Salaki. And what peace between the rich and the poor?
What peace do we have between the rich and the poor? Do they pay taxes like us? No. Do they pollute our waters? Destroy our food? Like Rob, you know about all the stuff that they've done to our food, right?
Right.
You got any? I know you got some examples about what they've done to our food. If you want to.
Even if you just go to any average grocery store, you could look and see something saying non-GMO,
right?
Or you could look and see something like the fact of GMO is genetically modified food. So if they're genetically modifying anything in our stores, why are we trusting them? You know what I mean? Like if they got a whole genetically modified fruit side,
right,
and then a whole organic side, why would we trust them for anything?
Right.
Any kind of food.
I'm gonna share this on the screen right now. Let me see if I can, and you can read that part that we just read one more time.
Khan, it's the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13, verse 18.
Matter of fact, Salaki, if you could just start from the top, because this applies to
the first verse.
Yeah.
Khan, the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 13. He that toucheth pitch.
13 and verse 18.
Verse 18. What agreement is there between the hyena and a dog? And what peace between the rich and the poor?
So I'm pulling up something right now. There is never going to be an agreement between the rich and the poor. There's never going to be an agreement between a dog and a hyena. That's just the way it is, because this oppressor feels like it does not have to honor anything with anybody that it can take over. It feels like it doesn't have to do that. I'm gonna read something for y'all real quick. The question was, how many treaties did America break with the Indians, the North American Indians? It says the United States government signed roughly 368 to 374 ratified treaties with Native American tribes between 1778 and 1871. They signed treaties with the people whose land this was, whose people that they unalive, whose children they kidnapped, whose people they sold into slavery, and they made treaties with them. This says, and virtually all of them were broken, violated, or dishonored in some way. Virtually every single one. Virtually every single one was violated. We can keep reading.
Verse 19. As the wild ass is the lion's prey.
The wild ass is the lion's prey. Aren't the Mexicans the prey for ICE?
Right.
Aren't blacks the prey for the NYPD?
Yeah.
The LAPD? whatever other alphabet agency there is out there, aren't we the prey? Continue.
Khan, in the wilderness. So the rich eat up the poor.
Don't they eat us up?
Khan.
The Epstein's files are saying that they eating the poor in real life too.
Right.
Not just figuratively, but literally.
Sir.
They said the Epstein files are bringing out speculations that they are drinking blood and eating people. Continue.
Khan. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends.
Yo, Trump should have fell, but he was held up by all his supporters, as wicked as he is.
Right.
As much SHIT is filled in that diaper of his, they still held him up. As many times as he's had allegations of sexual assault on minors and women, he was held up. You wanted to say something?
Khan, sir. Even like with Epstein himself, like they were saying that it was many people who tried to take him down, but they was just saying he's too important. And they was just saying that he had too many connections, and he was just saying that he was just too rich. And it just showed that our justice system in America will turn a blind eye if you're rich enough.
Absolutely. They absolutely will. Continue.
Khan. A rich man, verse 21, Salakia. A rich man beginning to fall is held up of his friends, but a poor man being down is thrust away by his friends.
Go ahead.
Mate, too, is just one more thing I left out too. And everybody else who got caught up with him in the beginning was saying that they didn't have any real relations with him, and it was one doctor who was basically keeping Epstein updated on like his case and everything that was going on. So when this scripture is saying that the rich is held up by their friends,
right,
it's so heavy. You know what I mean? It's so heavy. It's like it.
Give me 1 second. You just keyed something. Let me see if I can find. If I got the right video. If I don't, I'll leave it alone. I might not have it. I might leave it alone. Save it for the next time. It was a it was a lot of Trump supporters saying, you know, and they were talking about Epstein too. They were saying that it wasn't really pedophilia, that these were older children.
That's crazy.
Like it's absolutely. They try to hold them up, but you can keep reading because we're not gonna be too. You want to say something else?
Just on what you just said, Salakia. They said that they had children. Salakia, I don't know if I'm able to say this, but they had children of the age 9. So how is that?
No,
children?
You absolutely
you know
right.
What I mean, that's crazy.
You're absolutely right. But go ahead. You can keep reading.
Khan. Verse 22. When a rich man is fallen, he have many helpers. He speaketh things not to be spoken, and yet men justify him. The poor man slipped, and yet they rebuked him.
Right.
Too. Salakia.
And if I could, this all ties into it. Like we get so entertained and we get so caught up in, you know, this bread and circuses that we look at, you know, even the worst of us and we make excuses for them. Like people will make excuses for R. Kelly. And he's not as bad as Epstein. He's not as bad as Trump. He's not as bad as Clinton. Like our people are wrong for doing that. They shouldn't be supported. They should serve whatever time is coming to them. We shouldn't even, you know, listen to, you know, their music, you know, support whatever they got going on. But what we should understand is that we kind of give them a pass sometimes.
Right.
Like when one of our rich does something, we hold them up. Oh, it's not that bad. It ain't that serious, but continue.
Khan. And yet they rebuked him too. He spake wisely and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth.
Hold on, read that one part one more time.
Khan. And yet they rebuked him too.
The poor man, they rebuked him. They didn't want to hear what the poor man had to say. When we on them street corners or when we're telling our friends something wise,
right,
They like, man, get up out of here with that. I'm not trying to hear that. What you mean stop, stop sleeping with different women and throwing them away? What you mean stop, smoking weed? What you mean stop, worrying about everything else in the world and read the Bible? Ain't nobody trying to hear that. They what they want to do is just be rich and prosper and forget about all their problems. You have something you was about to say? Go ahead, no sweat.
Okay. He spake wisely and could have no place. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue.
Man, they stop talking. They want to hear exactly what they have to say.
And look, what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. Riches are good unto him.
No, we could stop there. There was one part that I wanted to cover, but we about to wrap it up soon. Let me get Isaiah 30 and verse 12. Isaiah 30 and verse 12. There's so much that we could show you. But Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you have to do your part. You have to stop letting this oppressor get over on us so much, because the time has come. The time has come for us to start doing what we need to do for the Lord to accept us completely back when Christ comes. You got that, Isaiah?
Come.
Most High in Christ.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise the word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon.
Didn't they, like, these people are like, I see Blacks and Hispanics still bigging up Trump, even though he's a pervert, even though he is an oppressor, even though he's doing the things that he's doing, because he's entertaining. That, like, the lies that he says, they'll believe. He said $2 for gas, no wars. He said he was going to give us checks. Did we get any of that, Locker Rob? We didn't get none of that. They still supporting him, right? He's a rich man that speaks. They're going to trust in the oppression. Continue.
Therefore, this iniquity shall be to you as a breach, ready to fall, swelling out in a high wall, whose breaking cometh suddenly at an instant.
If I could, let me get let me see. You know what? I'll get ready to drop it. Give me 1 second. Let me get Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. 49 and verse 7, if I could, and we get ready to wrap it up there.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
There's no more wisdom with this place. This is where I want to end. There's no more. So Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, people in ISUPK, tell your families, things are going to get worse. No man knows the time or the hour. We don't know when the war is going to happen, but we should still prepare. We shouldn't be like the ant. We shouldn't be like the grasshopper. We should be like the ant. When the Bible talks about the ant and the grasshopper, it was saying that the grasshopper was the sluggard. Let's stop thinking that this oppressor is going to help us. You see what's going on while these people are trapped over in Dubai? Our citizens are trapped over in Dubai, Kuwait, different countries that are being bombed. The U.S. literally said, do not look for us to evacuate you. We do not have any evacuation plans. That was played on CNN. Trust not in Egypt. Continue.
Come. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan.
We should realize that the Lord is the only thing that we have in this place, because this is not our final rest.
Right.
We should realize that our ancestors that were in those cotton fields were singing "Swing Low, Sweet Chariot" because they wanted that UFO to drop down and come pick them up. They didn't have distractions back then. They were being whipped, stolen, and eradicated. And their hearts sung out for the Lord to deliver them. But we've been lulled into this matrix. We've been lulled into an absolute matrix. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end the class there. Remember, pay your Passover fee. Passover is April 4th in Houston, Texas.
Okay.
Remember, get with your camp leaders. Do everything you need to do to get down to that Passover. And I'm going to go ahead and, end the class there. Shalom, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua Barakatah, and Shalom, Shamar Atham by Salakia. Give me right.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua. All right. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and stop it there.
Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming for to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home. Just tell my friends that I'm coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to